The rolling hills of the Irish countryside shimmered under a summer sun. Birds sang, bees buzzed. The O'Connell family, 3 generations strong, gathered for their annual picnic. Laughter filled the air. Children chased each other through the tall grass. I watched with a twinkle in my eye. My wife Maeve sat beside me, her hand resting gently on mine. Life was good, peace reigned, but the wind whispered secrets through the valley. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the land, I began to tell the ancient tale of the Banshee. Her mournful cry, a harbinger of death, sent shivers down the spines of the young ones. The wind seemed to pick up, carrying with it an eerie chill. The laughter died down, faces turned serious. The cry of a hawk pierced the air, sounding eerily like a woman's wail. The tale was just a story, wasn't it? But the wind seemed to whisper a different tale. Days turned into weeks. The memory of my story faded. Life resumed its normal rhythm. The O'Connell family went about their daily routines. The children returned to school. I tended my fields. Maeve baked bread, the scent of yeast and warmth filling our cozy cottage. But a storm was brewing. The winds of change were about to sweep through our lives.
One night, as the moon hung heavy and full in the sky, a piercing wail echoed through the valley. It was a sound that chilled the very marrow, a sound that spoke of sorrow and loss. The Banshee's cry.
Maeve and I exchanged a worried look. The old tales, the childhood fears, all came rushing back. The cry came again, closer this time. Fear gripped our hearts. Who would be taken?
The following morning dawned bright and clear, but the memory of the Banshee's cry lingered, casting a shadow over the day.
The villagers gathered, whispering amongst themselves. Fear was a contagious disease, spreading from person to person.
The O'Connells tried to maintain a semblance of normalcy, but the dread was palpable. They waited. They watched.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of red and orange, the news came.
Old man Finnegan, a beloved member of the village, had passed away in his sleep. The Banshee's cry had claimed its victim.
Grief and fear hung heavy in the air. The villagers looked at each other with suspicion and dread. Who would be next?
The villagers, steeped in folklore and superstition, began to point fingers. Whispers of curses and ill omens filled the air. Old grudges resurfaced.
Suspicion clouded their judgment. The O'Connells found themselves caught in the crossfire. Patrick, a man of logic and reason, tried to calm the rising tide of fear.
But the villagers, blinded by grief and superstition, were beyond reason.
Maeve, a woman of deep faith, sought solace in prayer. She lit candles in the small village church, her pleas echoing through the empty pews. But doubt gnawed at her heart. Was the Banshee's cry a sign of God's wrath? Had their family been cursed? She clung to her faith, but the fear was a relentless beast, tearing at the edges of her belief.
The days that followed were heavy with sorrow. The weight of grief pressed down on the O'Connells. Patrick, his face etched with worry, tried to shield his family from the growing hysteria in the village. But the fear was insidious, seeping into their home like a cold draft. The children, their eyes wide with fear, clung to their parents. The innocence of childhood had been shattered.
Maeve, her heart breaking, found solace in the memories of her ancestors. She delved into the family history, searching for answers in the stories passed down through generations. She discovered tales of resilience, of faith, of love that endured even in the face of tragedy. She clung to these stories, drawing strength from the legacy of her ancestors.
One misty morning, as the fog rolled in from the sea, blanketing the village in an ethereal shroud, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I set out to find the source of the Banshee's cry, determined to unravel the mystery that haunted our lives.
He consulted with us, the village elders, seeking our wisdom and guidance. He searched for clues in the ancient texts, hoping to find a way to break the curse.
Maeve turned to the village wise woman, a woman steeped in the lore of the land. She sought her counsel, her knowledge of herbs and remedies, her understanding of the ancient ways.
The wise woman listened patiently to Maeve's tale, her eyes twinkling with a knowing light. She offered Maeve a potion, a blend of herbs and whispers to calm her troubled heart and ward off evil spirits.
Following the whispers of the wind and the clues I had gathered, I found myself drawn to the ancient burial grounds on the outskirts of the village. I stood amongst the weathered headstones, feeling the presence of generations past. I sensed a connection, a bridge across time linking me to my ancestors. I realized that the Banshee's cry was not a curse but a lament, a mournful echo of lives lost.
Maeve, under the wise woman's guidance, began to see the Banshee not as a harbinger of death, but as a guardian of the departed.
She understood that the cry was not a threat, but a reminder of the fragility of life, the preciousness of each moment. She began to view the Banshee as a protector, a spiritual guide, leading souls to the afterlife.
Standing in the burial grounds, I heard the Banshee's cry once more. But this time I didn't feel fear. I felt a profound sense of peace, a deep connection to the land and its history. I understood that the Banshee was not a malevolent spirit but a sorrowful being mourning the loss of life. I saw her as a guardian of the dead, a protector of souls.
Having drunk the wise woman's potion, I felt a sense of calm descend upon me.
I closed my eyes and listened to the Banshee's cry, no longer afraid, but filled with a sense of awe and wonder.
I realized that the cry was a song of sorrow, a lament for the departed, a reminder of the cyclical nature of life and death.
I returned to the village, my heart filled with a newfound understanding. I shared my insights with the villagers, calming their fears, dispelling the myths and superstitions. I explained that the Banshee was not a curse, but a blessing, a reminder of the sacredness of life and the importance of honoring our ancestors. I spoke of the Banshee's cry as a lament, a song of sorrow, a tribute to the departed.
My fear replaced by a sense of peace and acceptance. I embraced the Banshee as part of our family's legacy. I saw her as a protector, a guardian of our lineage, a link to the generations that had come before. I shared my newfound understanding with my children, teaching them to respect the Banshee, to honor her cry as a song of sorrow, a testament to the enduring power of love and memory.
The village, once gripped by fear and suspicion, found solace in my words and Maeve's wisdom. The Banshee's cry, once a source of terror, became a symbol of our shared history, a reminder of the fragility of life, the importance of community, the enduring power of love and memory. The villagers learned to listen to the cry, not with fear, but with respect and understanding.
The O'Connell family, our bonds strengthened by our shared experience, embraced the Banshee as part of our heritage. We learned to live with the cry, to find solace in its mournful beauty. We passed down the tale of the Banshee to future generations, not as a ghost story, but as a story of love, loss, and the enduring spirit of our ancestors. The Banshee's cry became a part of our family's symphony, a melancholic melody woven into the tapestry of our lives.